Today on This Old House,
where is the site of the country's largest plumbing disaster? Right here, Flint, Michigan.
we rebuild a rotten wall from the inside out.
And we beef up the fascias to support our new gutters.
This season, we're in Detroit, Michigan, tackling 2 different projects.
Oh my word.
If this house is going to be saved, this is one less that we have to tear down.
Frank, you're a brave man to take on this project. You excited?
Yeah, where are you going to get started?
The Detroit family found a home with lots of potential. Now they're planning on doing most of the work themselves, but This Old House is here to help out. So what have you found up here?
Well, a bit of a surprise.
Can't wait to see what the finished product is going to be.
Hi there, I'm Kevin O'Connor, and welcome back to This Old House here in Detroit, where we are following 2 projects, and this is one of them. We're in the Grandmont Rosedale part of the city, and this is one of thousands of homes that were abandoned over the years throughout Detroit. Now, many of them have already been demolished, but this one, well, it may have a happier ending. It is part of a program that fixes up these abandoned houses and then sells them back to families. And as you can see, a lot of work has already happened. The lot has been completely cleared. We've had the foundation fixed by our contractors. A new stoop went in, and we're even getting ready to pour a new driveway. Now inside, well, there was a lot of rot, and today we're fixing that as well. Derek is our general contractor on this project. Hey, Terry. Derek, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great, Kevin.
So we have seen a lot of rot in this house. We saw a whole bunch of it in the front by the chimney, but in the back of the house in this bathroom, man, it is bad back here too.
It looks bad, but this house is just like a Lego. We're gonna put it back together. All we're gonna do is we're gonna tear this down. It's gonna be all brought down. We're gonna put new 2x4s, 2x10s, and tie back, and then it'll be just like brand new. We're gonna bring it in one piece. We're gonna demo the floor, take all that out. It's gonna be brand new OSB.
Love it. Okay, but why the tie back? Oh, is this an exterior
This is an exterior wall.
So we got brick on the other side.
That is correct.
I love it. So you guys basically gonna frame yourself an exterior wall and put it up from the inside.
That is correct. We're actually putting this wall together right now. This is a house wrap we're gonna put on there because it's exterior wall that we need to make sure that the house wrap is rare to keep the vapor from coming in.
All right, well, let's start the demolition.
Okay. Because this is an exterior wall, we want to make sure it's insulated. We want to put insulation, backer board, thin set, and tile.
All right, because this is gonna be a bathtub shower area right here.
That is correct.
All right, nice. Well, one more rotten corner of this house taken care of.
That
there.
is correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
Our other Detroit project is about 10 minutes away in the Russell Woods neighborhood.
At our Russell Woods house, a lot of work is going on in the kitchen. Everything has been demoed back to the studs, and then even some of the rebuilding has started. You can see up here on the ceiling that the strapping has been put in and everything has been leveled out. And Scott, when you get a situation like this, open studs, flat ceiling, I mean, these are the conditions you like to work with.
This is it, yeah. First we came in, we removed all the 2-wire without the ground.
Yep.
And this is it right here. This is a 12-2 with ground,
Okay.
which is required in all the modern appliances,
Gotcha.
everything there.
So you got some help. You got Shane and his crew, which
Yeah.
are the local electricians helping out. Do you have a floor plan of where everything goes?
Yeah, we do. They basically came in and laid it out for us, but we have a countertop right here, a couple outlets there.
Yep.
Over here, there's a dishwasher.
Okay.
Now we have a sink here, and below the sink, there's a garbage disposal. More countertop over here, light switch for a little pendant light above there.
Nice.
And then Shane's working on a receptacle for the gas cooktop and oven.
Okay.
And then he's also going to wire a hood fan right there.
So a lot more circuits and a lot more power coming to the kitchen because of all those appliances.
Yeah, and then right behind you is a really big island.
Yes.
And in that island, we need to plug stuff in, so we have an outlet there.
Gotcha.
And
refrigerators where?
Refrigerator's over there for the cold water on these days.
So that's the layout, and the lighting for this space is what?
Yeah, so by putting the ceiling the way that they did with, we have strapping here, it's basically like a grid for us. So we use that to lay out our wiring for the lights.
Okay.
We have 3 pendants over the island.
Okay.
They hang down here while you're eating and working.
Nice.
And then we have about 3 recessed lights here. They come over here, over there. It's going to give it real good general lighting in the kitchen. So.
All right, so you got a floor plan, you know where everything goes, you got some local help. You guys are off and running?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, I'll leave you to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. How you making out over there?
Pretty good.
All right.
Getting these countertops wired up.
So let's get some holes drilled over here.
Okay.
So now on the other side, we have a countertop space over there. Yes. We got another outlet I think you got to put in over there.
Yep, to make our coverage.
All right, now down below, we usually do at home is we wire a 14-2 to the dishwasher and a 14-2 to the garbage disposal.
Same thing we do here.
Same thing here, okay, great. So why don't I connect this right here over to there. We'll drill a couple holes.
Sounds great, I'll get this box mounted.
All right, let's get some lights. So that laser line right there, is that where you're gonna line up these 3 lights?
That's what I'm gonna make center.
Okay. One down, 8 more to go.
Maybe after lunch.
All right.
Frank and Tamiko have had a lot of local help, and HVAC expert Joe Burke is pitching in to help with the heating and cooling system today. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, how you doing?
How are you?
Good, 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 good.
You know, when I first got here, the furnace was gone, but I could see that the ductwork really looked to be in good shape.
Yeah, the ductwork is in very good shape in this house. It was a little dirty, dusty.
Right.
The house had been vacant.
Right.
We had the ductwork cleaned.
Super.
And how they did that is we come in with a big truck. We hook the return, the big pipe into the ductwork, suck the air down through the duct. We run an air snake down through the ductwork and clean all the dirt and the dust out of
It's
it.
really quite a process. Get that thing completely cleaned. I love seeing that before we put a new furnace.
And then once it's all cleaned, we will seal all the ductwork.
Very important.
So there will be no more dirt or dust getting into the ductwork.
You know, the furnace being stolen actually gave us a clean palette. What'd you pick for new equipment?
We chose a 97% fully modulating furnace. So it gives you just enough heat for what you need to heat the house and based on the load of the home.
Now, a conventional furnace has thermostat on, you're at 100%, it heats you, and then it shuts off.
Right.
This thing just puts the right amount in like cruise control.
Exactly,
And
yes.
that's efficient.
Yes.
All right. So here's the gas-fired furnace right here to heat the air, and I see a cooling coil here.
Yes, this is where we produce the cooling for the inside of the house, and we're installing right now the condenser on the outside of the house.
Super, let's see that.
Okay.
Ah, so there's our new unit going in. How efficient is this one, Joe?
This unit is an 18 SEER condenser.
All right, so SEER I know is Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio.
Correct,
And
yes.
18 is pretty good. I mean, the old days used to be 8 to 10.
Correct.
And this is sort of like miles per gallon on your car.
Correct. The higher the SEER rating, the less it costs you to operate.
All right, good. Nice looking unit, and you've got your line sets right here. What's left here?
Yeah, we're going to be hooking up the line set, evacuating the system, and charging the system.
So they can work on that. What's left inside?
The last thing we have to do is vent the furnace.
Now that's a lot different with a modern furnace. You know, our old furnace sat right over here, had a gas burner underneath it, and those flue products came up through the furnace relatively fast and came out here, and by the time it left, it was going out at 700 degrees, and that's really wasted efficiency. A modern furnace hasn't really figured out how to burn the fuel any better. It is making it keep the heat in the furnace longer. So you got a burner right here, the flue products go up to a primary heat exchanger, now it passes down to a secondary heat exchanger, and spending that extra time inside the furnace means it extracts more heat, which means our exhaust temperatures are now, what, 110 degrees?
Right, and being at 110 degrees, there's not enough draft to be able to vent it through your old chimney. Okay, so we have to vent it to the side of the house,
Right.
and then we bring fresh air back to the furnace because it's a sealed combustion system.
And what else is left for your perfect HVAC system?
We have to finish hooking up the air cleaning system and the humidifier, and then we'll be all set.
Well, thank you, Joe, to you and your crew for a great job and for all your help.
Thank you.
These homeowners are going to have a perfect heating and cooling system. We need to get them a water heater in the future. And speaking of water, water is a big front of mind issue in Michigan these days, so we're going to end up with a whole house water filtration system right there. About an hour up the road from Frank and Tomiko's is the site of one of our country's worst plumbing disasters. It's about a year ago that the city of Flint, Michigan declared a state of emergency. We all remember those news stories. The people there were concerned about something that we all take for granted in this country, drinking water. The water in Flint had lead in it, and plenty of it, and it caused quite an uproar. Now, after all the finger pointing, we're going back to Flint to see how things are. This is what took all the blame for the Flint water crisis, the Flint River. In April of 2014, the city of Flint wanted to save some money, and they stopped buying treated water from Detroit and started using water from their own river. But what the people in charge overlooked was one thing: the existing lead pipes in Flint. Lead water pipes were used in this country up until about the 30s, mostly on water mains, coming from the sidewalk into the street to bring water into the house. The pipe would have looked like this. Now, over time, inside the pipe, it would have developed a layer. It would have had calcium, magnesium, minerals that really lined the inside of the pipe, adding a passivated layer. And that actually insulated the water from touching the lead directly. The problem here in Flint started when they changed from Detroit water to Flint River water. Detroit, like most big cities, adds special corrosion-inhibiting chemicals, phosphates, during water treatment. Those chemicals keep lead or other materials in the pipes from leaching into the water. But when they switched to Flint River water, they didn't use those corrosion-inhibiting chemicals. And now this corrosive water from the river ate away the protective layer on all the existing lead water mains, and that is when all hell broke loose. It started with funny smells from the taps, then dirty brown water. 18 months later, researchers found a spike in the above-average lead levels in the blood of Flint children. The coating in those old lead pipes had dissolved. All of a sudden, nobody trusted the water in Flint. This is the water treatment plant where the Flint River water used to come. And as you can see, it's completely out of commission now. Flint has gone back to getting their water from Detroit, which means that water comes from Lake Huron. But Flint is not out of the woods yet. Kurt Guyetta is the investigative reporter who broke this story. Where does Flint stand now?
Tests show that, in general, lead levels are dropping.
Right.
But the water is still not safe to drink. And there's also an issue of trust. People are understandably skeptical of the information that is coming from the government, assuring them that things are getting better.
So what does a resident of Flint do to get a safe glass of water today?
They either have to have a filter on their tap to take the lead out, or they're still using bottled water after all this time.
But that's not really sustainable over the long haul. I mean, you need a bigger picture solution, don't you?
Yes, and part of the plan is to replace lead service lines. There's a very aggressive plan to replace 6,000 lines a year over the next 3 years. The problem is that the money to pay for that has not yet been allocated.
It's not inexpensive.
No, it's very expensive.
Looks like Flint really has their work cut out for them. Thank you for your good work breaking this story.
Well, thank you.
This is one of the lucky houses in Flint. Today it gets its old lead water main removed and a new service line installed. Overseeing all the lead line replacements in Flint is retired Brigadier General Michael McDaniel. How are you, sir?
Welcome, Richard. I'm doing well. Welcome to Flint. Welcome to Maryland Avenue.
Thank you. So tell me, how many of these have you got done so far?
So far, we've only done about 800, but we're on track to do 18,000 total. We hope to do 6,000 in 2017. That's our goal.
Wow. And this is all free to the homeowner?
All free to the homeowner. In Flint, the homeowner owns from the curb box, the shutoff valve, into the home themselves, but we're doing that at no expense to the homeowner.
That's great. All right, so what is the process? I see you've opened up a trench here. The old shutoff valve used to be right here.
Right straight below our feet is where the shutoff valve was. That's where we focus every time to dig our first hole, and we go right down there and we make sure that it's either lead or galvanized, as I said, in either direction. Once we've got that hole dug, the boring machine can come in and start digging a hole towards the foundation of the house.
So take me through this boring machine.
So this is a really cool piece of technology, because as you can see on the end, on the tip there, it's sort of got a scoop going upwards. It will go down and then it will dig slightly upwards. Max over here with the Digitrack machine is tracking that blade the whole way to the house.
So it's sending a signal right here.
Right, there's a sensor in there and they're connected and they're watching that go right through the ground, just like a sonar. We're going right to the home and we're tracking it the whole way, right into the side of the foundation.
Now, I've always seen trenches dug here. This should be a time saver.
This is going to save time, it's going to save money, it's easier for the homeowner, we don't have to move the sidewalk, we don't have to fill it back in. So if we're doing that many, we want to save both time and money.
All right, so do I see these markings? Is this a gas line here?
Richard, that's exactly right. In this short little area here, we've got a gas line that comes over on the right-hand side of the house, and it's traversing all the way over here. We know that because it's marked from the street on that side, but the gas meter's coming in here. So we have to go underneath that gas line.
You don't want to drill the pipe.
We don't want to hit that pipe at all. We want to go right underneath it.
This is an important little thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, so where are we now?
As you can see in this short distance, we've come over from the street, underneath the gas line, and we're going underneath the foundation.
Okay. So where's the head of it right now?
It's going to be underneath the foundation. We're going to dig down through the basement floor right to that point, and then we're going to replace the pipe there.
How do you get the pipe back out?
So you take the roll of coil of copper pipe, you're in the basement, you attach it, and you just slowly pull it back out.
And just pulls it right back?
Just pulls it right back out. And
look at that.
There's our connector, and there's our connector.
Come on, pipe.
Come on, where's our copper pipe? Right there. There it is. Copper piping for you right there, Richard.
So look at that. So hard part is done, right? We got this part done. What's left for you guys?
So we take the copper piping here, that's the homeowner's service line. We connect it right to where you see that lead pipe coming out of the ground. Right. Connect that, do the same on the other side, move down the street.
So you got how many more?
And just do another 18,000 and we're done.
What gets me is, look at this. Here's the lead line that came out. Still plenty of meat to it, but look, there's not one bit of that coating on the inside.
I don't see any orthophosphate coating.
You didn't come a minute too soon. All right, $17,999. Get back at it.
All right.
Our house recently got a new roof, and that's a good thing. Now we're going to get new gutters, but Tommy, you want to make sure that those gutters have got some real meat that you can screw into, and you're not happy with what's up there?
Well, no, I'm not happy with what's up there. What you see is the end of a rafter.
That's the tail.
Rafter tail, and here's the edge of the roof. So Josh, hold that on top. So the roof sheathing comes down, and our fascia board is right here, and it hangs over the fascia board about an inch. Now the water will come off and run in the gutter. We need to add some structure to the face of that. To do that, we're going to take a 2x8 like this, and we're going to rip it down to match the underside of the roof. But if we do that and we put it up against the edge of our rafters like that, when we put our fascia board back on top of this, and you have the sheathing that's on the house, the roof sheathing, the roof is way up there, it's too high.
That's not gonna work.
Right, so what we need to do is make room for the thickness of this by taking 1.5 inches off the face of the rafters.
I gotcha.
All right,
okay.
Now we'll have nailing all along the face of the house, and we can screw our gutters in anywhere we want.
Great, all right. So Josh, you're a local contractor, and you've agreed to throw in with us, which we really appreciate.
No problem.
Do you think you and Frank can get on that up there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, fantastic.
there. Hold it.
$91 and a half.
91 and a half.
All right, guys, looks good. You got it all built out. Looks great. Ready for the gutter after we get the fascia board on. All right, so the next step is to install the fascia, the soffit, and the frieze. And what I've done is I've actually dated the fascia, a rabbet, and another dado, and screwed it together. So if we take this and we put it up against the fascia board like this, once we establish the height for the fascia board, we can then put this in, and you'll need to put a filler along the back. Because the house is so crooked,
Right.
we want it to look straight, so we don't want to celebrate that uneven knot.
Understood.
All right, so we get it on there, get a filler in there, and we're in good shape.
Let's do it.
All right.
Roll back with it. Got it. Lift it up.
All right, guys, you ready? Here we go.
Got to go to you about 2 feet.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
Back to you. I'm on.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
All right,
good.
Drive the screw up on a slight angle. All right, guys, that's really looking good.
Yep.
Now all you have to do is finish up making them, wrap it around the house, and then we can get the gutter guy here to hang the gutters.
Excellent.
All right, next time, Mark McCullough, our mason, will be working on the front stairs. Until then, I'm Tom Silva.
I'm Josh Engel.
And I am Frank Pope.
For This Old House.
Next time on This Old House.
Well, this is where it all begins. This is our original 1907 clay mixer.
There is a pottery studio just a few miles from here, and it's been in business for over 100 years. So we're gonna go down there and find out what Frank and Tomiko have chosen.
I got a fix for a gouge in a hardwood floor.
And our Detroit homeowners are in a design showroom picking out their new kitchen cabinets.
That's next time on This Old House.